All right. NFC West breakdown. Thank you for tuning in. Rate, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's go ahead and break that down. Obviously, the Super Bowl champions are the favorite, but not a heavy favorite. Rams right behind them. Rams up in the fourth quarter versus the eventual champions in the NFC Championship game. So that's not really surprising. The Cardinals third, Seahawks last. This order doesn't really surprise me at all. We can go ahead and start with the Rams. They're bringing most of the team back, but they do have several big questions. One of the biggest questions is at the left tackle position with Whitworth retiring. Another question is with Odell Beckham going out, who is going to step into that void? They signed Allen Robinson, who I think is a different type of receiver, who's a more of a big body type receiver, contested catch type receiver. But Matthew Stafford has played with those type of guys, with Megatron, obviously, with Kenny Galladay. So we'll see what happens with that. One of the questions I have also is Matt Stafford's his throwing elbow. It was sore before the season even started. One wrong hit, what are they going to do in their backup situation? Obviously Jimmy G, that idea is off the market. I promised to do a moratorium bringing up my son Cam Newton, and this is just a sad commentary. But it looks like he's out the league, man. He's out the league. Uh, but yeah, so the Rams, uh, there are some questions there. Who do they get to replace the big boy Whitworth? Let's go ahead and look that up. So Rams, let's go look at their depth chart, because I mean that's big. I mean he was solid as a rock for them, and to just lose him, no boom. No boom has played guard for them, so they're switching no boom out to tackle. Okay, well, there you go. That's an issue. That's an issue. We got to talk. We got to speak on that. That's not a good look. This is a guy that's played guard. You going to switch him out to the hardest position in the NFL? That's tough. And this is a team where you're going to play. If you play in the Niners, you're going to have to deal with that pass rush. You're going to have to step in front of that pass rush and do something with it. So the Rams, they have some serious questions. They have some serious questions. The Niners, so their biggest question is Trey Lance. What's going on with him? They signed Jimmy G to this restructured deal. Don't really understand why he did it for them. Maybe for him, he just wanted the security of knowing where he's going to be at. And they probably told him, hey, listen, if Trey Lance fumbled, then we go ahead and re-up with you. And then also not what happens is say if they release him and someone picks up his contract, that team can still franchise tag him. And if you want true mobility and true ability to pick your destination in the future and to control your future, that might be more important to you than $10 million of contract salary. And he has commercials all over the place. So maybe he's thinking, hey, the best thing for my career is to control where we can go next year and to assure ourselves a starting job at a solid pace. But yeah, the number one question is Trey Lance. If Trey Lance is a baller, if Trey Lance is, like I said, that his MVP isn't the craziest thing in the world to me. If Trey Lance is a baller, this is the Super Bowl favorite out of the NFC. This team is stacked. They have every position. They have wide receiver, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers. Richard Sherman was on Twitter saying that this might be the best secondary that the Niners have had in a long time. You put all those things together, man, this team is just ready to go. It's all about Trey Lance, and it's hard to put that on a young boy. I think he's only 22 years old, only played 2 years of starting football, and this was in the lower division class. Carson Wentz was the North Star that, hey, this could happen, and he looks like one of the worst quarterbacks in the league now. So can Trey Lance pay dividends? Or, if he struggles the first couple of games and they say they win, do they go back to Jimmy G? Because it's going to be hard to look at the people in the locker room and tell them, hey, listen, we got a quarterback that's taken us to the Super Bowl, and we have this young boy over here struggling, but we're going to ride it out with him. I've heard a lot of varying reports. Mike Lombardi, former GM of the Browns. I mentioned him a lot. I like his podcast, GM Shuffle. But former GM of the Browns, he has said that he's heard that, hey, it's not looking good there. But then I hear players, veteran players like a Trent Williams, who's been in this league for a long time, who's not just going to just say something to say something, say, hey, he's giving us all confidence. So we'll see what happens. To me personally, I think you got to ride it out with Trey Lance. We've seen Jimmy G ceiling. Like Jimmy G is not like Drew Brees or one of these. If he was one of those type of players, we wouldn't be having this conversation because they wouldn't have drafted him so high. You know, so I would ride it out with Trey Lance and see if he gets better with time. Arizona Cardinals. This is a team where Nuke is going to be facing a suspension. I think the first 8 games. Lost Chandler Jones, you bring in Hollywood Brown, the studying aspect with my man Kyler. I mean, again, still one of the craziest stories this year that Kyler Murray, they put a clause in his contract that he had to spend a certain amount of time watching film. And you have him on record in an interview saying, I have this great memory. I don't need to study film like other people study film. He's just someone that is, I mean, we are all contradictions and hypocrites, but he'll say, one of his things is to be zen and to be like water, like Bruce Lee, and then you'll see him on the football field and he just looks flustered. He does not look zen at all. Like the way he talks, you would think that he would be carry himself like Kawhi Leonard. Like Kawhi Leonard, whether he's happy, sad, I've seen him passionate, but generally he moves at this one pace. He plays at one pace, he moves at one place, he's emotionally at one place. Kyler Murray has been up and down. So like this team has talent on it. But can he cultivate that talent? Can he, cultivate his own talent? They start off hot, they fade. Is this going to be the year they've paid you? They've invested in you. Is this the year where, hey, he takes a leap and becomes truly one of these elite guys? But that's the question. The biggest question is Kyler Murray. Seahawks. Again, I don't understand what they did with the quarterback situation. I still believe they owe the Jets a pick. I think they traded 3 first round picks. Let's see. Jets. Seahawks. Okay, so it's a pair of 2 first round picks. Okay, so they get their pick back this year. So maybe they're looking at it from the perspective like, hey, we're going to get our pick back. After we get our pick back, we can, maybe have an offseason this year, draft one of these top 4 quarterbacks that everyone is sky high on, and then we'll be ready to go next year. So, hey, they have Denver's pick as well. So let's reload the team. That might be what they're doing. I mean, there's not really much to say there. You're not winning with Geno Smith and Drew Lock. So I think this is a sneaky candidate for the worst record in the league. Really sneaky. Because if DK gets hurt, how are they going to move the ball? So that is the NFC South here. Again, I tell you about these odds. If you like the teams, I don't think you should be betting on them. You would make more money if you put down $100,000, say, on the Rams. If you're talking those type of numbers, then yeah, maybe it might make sense. If you love this particular thing, that might make sense. But even then, why not bet them? So say, for example, the Rams week 1 are the dog to the Bills, the defending Super Bowl champs in their arena, Thursday night football. They're the dog to the Bills. The last time I remember a defending champ losing was when the Patriots lost to Kansas City on opening night. So if you really like the Rams and you think there's no way they're not going to win the division, we're going to be a great team, why not just bet that all on the Rams week 1? We beat the Bills. They got us effed up. We're going to be a great team. We're going to beat they're underrating us. Of course, we're going to beat the Bills week 1, and we're taking off from there. You'll make all your money on that one. So that's the way I look at it. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you disagree with one of my ratings, leave a comment. Try to respond to all the comments. The game's the game. Go. All right. Thank you for watching this clip. Do me a favor. Push the button. Hit subscribe. Come on, man. Push it.
Go, everybody up! Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button! You heard what she said.
Man, do what's right. You heard her. Push the button. The game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, you know? The game is a game. Always.